Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Outlook and Update. And we're dealing with smoke. Again, you can see haze in the sky here. Just zoom in here a little bit, show you the haze that we have in the sky tonight. A little bit of it you can see here. This is in my area, so you can see some haze. This is all due to the wildfire smoke that is still going on from the Jennings Creek Wildfire. And it is affecting the air quality, so you can see here on the air quality alert, we've got, this site here is reporting, let's see, Hempstead, unhealthy for sensitive groups, 102. Williston Park's reporting 83. So, yeah, you can see some of the sites that we have here. I don't know, let's see if we can get some more stations here. Malvern, 125. West Hempstead, 128. So Nassau County is seeing this is from the Purple Air site. So go to explore the map here and show you. We have here, get some air quality readings here. And you can see here that we do have some elevated, more here than in the city because the smoke from the wildfire that is burning in this area here is drifting more over the Bronx and then over Nassau County and not so much over the city. We can even see some areas, even in West Islip, 77, 84. So if you're in Western Suffolk, you're also smelling this wildfire smoke as well. Yeah. What? Do you hear that? That's my neighbors blasting that phone. Yeah, this is what I live with. Anyway, let's get on with the weather update. So, looking at our satellite imagery, plenty of high clouds today. We had a little sunshine in the morning when the skies got pretty junked up throughout the day. Looking at our weather map, you'll see a front is approaching, but it's not really going to bring much cooler air with this. In fact, it's just going to be even warmer tomorrow, and the winds are going to pick up as well, which is another problem. If we go to the special weather statement, we do have a elevated risk for fire spread tomorrow, and honestly would not be surprised to see a red flag warning be issued for tomorrow. We'll have to see what happens because, again, things are still very, very dry. So let's go to our climate statistics for the day at Islip, and there was a record tide at Bridgeport for record high of 66. So tide, they got up to 66 today. It's been pretty warm the past couple of days. Let's look at Islip here. High of 65 and a low of 44. The high was 12 degrees above normal, putting us 10 degrees above normal for the day. And if we look at yesterday's report for Islip, high of 63 and a low of 44. 10 degrees above normal and the high 9 degrees above normal for the day. So quite above normal. And no sea breezes with those northwest winds. Obviously, yesterday we did have a red flag warning. Luckily, I don't think we had any major wildfires break out on Long Island, although the risk was there. But we're still not out of the woods until we get some rain. But the good news is there is some rain in this forecast. Let's look at our current conditions outside, looking across the country. Yeah, nothing really too major going on. I do have some wind advisories over Texas, coastal flood advisories for Jersey Shore because of the high tide and the moon. And let's see what we got here. JFK reporting 55 degrees, and they got up to 66 today. We'll show you what the day was like at JFK because there was some reduced visibility at times, I think. Let's see. I don't see any here being... LaGuardia was reporting some reduced visibility, but it was a pretty warm day today. It got into the mid-60s again. Let's see. Before we look at LaGuardia, let's see. Their visibility is at 10. They have a southwest wind, so the winds have just been very light tonight. Looks like the winds did become southwesterly, so that'll help maybe push the smoke away. But you notice some 9-mile visibility here reported at LaGuardia, and that's all due to the smoke from this wildfire that is burning in this general area here. Warwick, West Milford. This is the Jennings Creek Wildfire. It's still burning in 2 states. Although it's 88% contained, it's still burning. So there's still smoke coming from it. Islip, right now 46 degrees. Let's see if we've seen any reduced visibility at Islip. I don't see any of that. But we did once again get into the mid-60s again. Pretty warm. And yeah, it didn't get all that cool this morning. Let's see what West Hampton is doing. West Hampton is down to 39. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I wonder if they managed to have some radiational cooling in the morning. Let's see. They got into the 40s. Nah, not really a whole lot of radiational cooling because of the wind, I think, in most sites. So let's go look at the highs on the map for today. And, of course, we're still having this issue where they don't show up. Mid-60s in most locations today. So, yeah, well above normal. Except if you were on the east end, where you had low 60s, and then Jersey, mid-60s as well. With those wet northwest winds, no sea breezes. Mid-40s generally for lows, except for West Hampton. Got down to 37. And let's see. Miller Air Park may have been able to get a little bit lower than that. Let's see. They got down to 27. Okay, so there was some radiational cooling in New Jersey where the winds were able to subside a little more. But other than that, we have another day where we're going to be dealing with wind tomorrow, and we're going to have to be concerned about all of this. But the good news is I'm going to show you the WPC here, and if we go to the day, if we go to precipitation here, QPF, and we go 1 through 7, you'll see they've got some colors painted over us. Perhaps as much as 1 inch of rain we might even see from the system that we're going to be talking about now as we get into the forecast. So let's first start with the jet stream, the upper air, and show you how things are going to be changing. So obviously we've got this ridge in place over the east. It's been kind of stubborn. But things are going to change now as we look at the jet stream. And well, some troughs now. Here comes the trough. Pretty sizable trough as we head Thursday into Friday. It's going to pull up some moisture and bring us some rain and then colder weather as well. So we start to see some more troughs develop. Still seeing some big ridges there that are, it looks like. So we'll still have to watch for that. But there are some troughs which will bring some shots of colder air. If we look at the European jet stream, I'm not going to bother with the jet stream on the European. Let's look at the upper air. Well, so this is a little bit more easier to understand what's going on here. So, yeah, we've had this storm offshore, this dry flow, but now we start seeing this trough dig in, and it's a deep one. And it's going to actually form a storm right over us, and you can see how deep that is. And that's going to also bring in some colder weather, too, as well, a little bit temporarily. And then another trough comes in, and we do see some more troughing, but unfortunately, it does show the return of the dreaded ridge as we get toward the end of the month, which could bring in some more warmer weather. This is the 18Z. Let's see if the 12Z looks any different. See, the 12Z does look different. So let's look at the 12Z. 12Z keeps the troughing around. So the 18Z wants to bring the ridge back a little too quickly, I think. Let's go look at the European. 12Z European. See if we see any differences here. European's a little deeper with that trough, but you'll see that it is trying to bring in some more troughiness, some more storminess, which will bring us some rain chances. I really hope we do this time, because it's going to be a very deep storm. If we don't get rain and we just get the wind, it's going to be a disaster. So we better get rain with it. Temperature anomaly chart. Let's go look at that on the GFS, and we'll first look at the 18Z, obviously well above normal. As we head into tomorrow, you can see all the above normal temperatures, even well into Canada. But you'll start to see, once that storm develops, we start seeing some colder air start to make its way into the country here. You can see that there. So that is, we'll definitely see, the 12Z is going to, I think, be more pronounced with that colder air. Let's look at the 12Z run. So you can see that cold. Well, there'll be some colder shots of air, especially as we head. This troughiness will help bring in some colder air, but still a lot of above normal temperatures in Canada. European, and I kind of like using this view because it kind of shows a little. So the European doesn't really bring as much cold air into the picture, unfortunately. European keeps things keeps a lot of above normal temperatures. So we do have a little disagreement in the long range. Obviously, we'll go over the CPC and all that other stuff. Let's go to the CONUS view, and let's look at the surface, starting with the European. So let's go to the European here, and we'll see what happens. So we have this high. Obviously, it's going to be with us this week. It starts getting a return flow, which starts bringing some moisture. And then as you see, rain breaks out. here we are. We have a low that's over the Great Lakes. It's going to tap into some tropical moisture, and it's actually going to form a low pressure area right over us, which is going to enhance the precipitation. Very important. This is going to really help a lot, and we're going to actually get some heavy rain overnight into Thursday, and upstate could even be some snow, and then with that low kind of lingering around and kind of cutting off, we could have some chances for precipitation on Friday too, with plenty of clouds, and then it finally starts improving, slow improvement by the weekend. But this is the kind of system we need to bring in some rain, and then there's some more rain chances after that. So you can see we're definitely seeing more progressions of storms moving through, and hopefully that'll also mean cooler temperatures. Let's look at the GFS now. This is the 18Z GFS. Similar idea to the Euro here, pretty similar. The placement of the low is in a little bit of a different spot, but the idea, and upstate there could even be some snow too with that. Again, it's going to bring in some colder air, but it's going to be very windy too, so that's why it's very important we get the rain, because if we don't get the rain and we just get the wind, it's going to be a disaster. And then as far as the fires go, it'd probably be just tremendous. I think this time we're going to get the rain. I really do. And then Monday, we have another system passing through, and then you can see just a march of systems coming through, and some really cold air as we get toward the end of the month there. Looks like a cold shot of air. And then after that, you can see there's going to be a big difference in the way things look. This is the 12Z run here. But it does show some more storms developing. So it will be getting stormier. There will be more rain chances as we head into December. It looks like we're definitely starting to see that change. The trough is trying to dig more into the east, and we're starting to see more storminess, and colder weather will result. Colder, I mean, it won't be any bitterly cold, but I think that these crazy warm anomalies will be done with. So let's go take a look at the shorter range here, and we'll go to the HRRR first. On the 0Z run of the HRRR, obviously no rain to see on this. It shows a couple of light sprinkles perhaps to the north, but we have to wait until we get toward it's actually trying to bring in some light rain into Jersey on Tuesday, perhaps. This is just very light rain, though. This is a warm front here that it's trying to bring in. So if we look at the dew points here, you'll be able to see that change. So right now, still dealing with really dry air in place. Tomorrow, unfortunately, the winds do get a little bit breezy again from the west-northwest. And we may have to watch where that smoke plume goes, because it may wind up going over Long Island a little more if it's more of a west-northwest wind. Nassau, it's going to be really... I may avoid Nassau County tomorrow because of the smoke, because it's starting to give me headaches and stuff. It's better in Suffolk County. And then Tuesday, we start seeing the winds shift a little more to a northerly direction to start, and then they kind of become northwest. But you can see the advancing, more humid air, and that's going to help usher in the rain. As far as the temperatures go, and you still see the dry air in place. So that's why I'm worried about fire weather tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's going to be very warm, possibly close to 70 in parts of New Jersey, mid-60s, mid to maybe upper 60s on Long Island. And then temperatures at night do drop. It does cool off. We could see some radiational cooling if the winds drop off. Probably not going to see too much of it tonight. But tomorrow night could probably definitely be a little on the colder side. And then cooler on Tuesday with more of that northerly flow of mid-50s for high temperatures. Skies, I'll take some soundings. We'll take the 17Z. I guess we'll do 17Z here. Kind of show us. I think we'll have plenty of sun tomorrow. Waiting for it to load. Yeah, those are pretty far apart. Let's see Long Island. Let's see New Jersey. A little closer together over New Jersey. Jersey is going to be quite warm tomorrow, and maybe need the red flag warning too as well. We'll go look at the winds on another model, but let's go to the GFS next, and we can take a little more look at the rain chances. So I could probably get the NAM as well. Do it 0Z actually. We have the full 0Z out. This is good. All right, so let's go to this, so we can take a look and take a look at our next rain chances. All right, because here we go. As we go into Wednesday, you'll see what'll happen. Right, the NAM doesn't look terribly impressive, which worries me a little bit. It just had some showers coming through, but This could be very well wrong. Let's look at the GFS here. We'll change. Yeah, this is good. GFS, and you can see what's going to happen. This low is going to develop over us and bring us some heavy rain. Well, it looks like Long Island would wind up getting some more rain out of it. And then some lingering shower activity, perhaps Friday, even into Saturday, could be a little bit on the dreary, blustery fall, more typical fall weather. Let's see how much rainfall that this does produce, just so you get an idea of what the models are saying right now. And you can see parts of Jersey, depends. Ocean County could get gypped with only a quarter of an inch, perhaps. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But Long Island, particularly where that fire is burning upstate, could see a half to a quarter of an inch of rain. This is the GFS. The Euro is wetter. Euro is a wetter model. And upstate, could even be some snow. If we look at total snowfall, yeah, up in the mountains, there might even be some snow. Let's go to the European, which I know doesn't give us that parameter. But I'll look at the total accumulated precip on the European. And the European's a little more encouraging with giving us more like between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain, which definitely it was. So we're going to see a decent amount of rain if it all holds together, of course. And I really hope and pray it does. Because we're going to deal with some pretty strong winds behind that storm. And to give you an idea of the winds, let's go back to the GFS here and just show you the winds. We'll do this one here, just to show you how deep this storm gets, so you can see how close those isobars are. So there's going to be a lot of wind behind that, and that's the concern. So we better get the rain, because if we don't, we're going to be dealing with a lot of wind after that. I'll look at some of the other wind models to show you what I mean, but it's going to be quite windy. As far as your temperatures and dew points go, we'll go and look at that as well. And you'll see once the storm moves through, we see those dew points drop again. So the dew points will get low again. West winds quite strong. You can see all the barbs over there. So, and it will be chillier, so it will be colder. It's going to feel like November. After another mild day on Wednesday, you can see Thursday, the temperatures are getting colder. As that rain is around, temperatures might only be in around 50 degrees, and then dropping to the 30s at night. And then look at Friday, we're only in the we're going to struggle to the mid 40s on Long Island. Maybe Jersey makes it closer to 50. And then Saturday, still going to be in the 40s. So definitely turning colder weather behind this system. You can see the colder air. It won't be recordly breaking cold, and it certainly won't be hugely below normal like we've been usually above normal, but you see definitely colder air in this forecast as these storms are developing and pushing more cold air down instead of having that ridge, which basically gives all this warm, dry air, which is definitely very bad for the wildfire spread. Let's go to the skies next. Tomorrow, we'll start off with clouds, and then we're going to be mostly sunny. Tuesday, starting off with sun, and then there'll be more clouds, I think, toward the afternoon, more higher clouds. Wednesday, plenty of clouds around. Here we are Thursday, all the clouds from that system. We'll have plenty of clouds around Thursday, Friday, probably Saturday as well. So we're going to have a lot of period where we're going to be dealing with a lot of cloudiness because of the low pressure areas that will be in our area. So if you're enjoying the sun, well, we're going to have a lot more clouds around as we get into this pattern shift. Let's go with the RGM here. That's the 18Z RGM, which we don't have the full run-in for whatever reason. So here's the 12Z. You'll see again, starting off with clouds, mostly sunny tomorrow. And then for Tuesday, starting off with sun, and then the high clouds will probably increase more as the day goes on. And then here we are until Wednesday. See, this is as far as we've got as that system starts getting closer. And we'll be talking about it as we get closer to it. But hopefully we can tap into that tropical moisture. We'll have to see how the models go, obviously. And we'll talk more about it as the week goes on. We can also look at the icon as well to show you the icon as well. 18Z. Yeah, that's a good slug of rain right there overnight. So it's more impressive over Long Island than Jersey. Jersey could really use it, but we'll get a decent amount of rain. Will it be enough to bust us out of the drought completely? No. But it will put a little bit of a dent in it at least. Let's go to Drought Monitor and see if anything's been changed so far. This was last updated on November 14th, so this may be updated again And they may still advance us even more. But you can see that exceptional drought, extreme drought over Jersey, over the New Jersey Pine Barrens, surrounded by severe drought, and then severe drought also stretches into the Hudson Valley, into Massachusetts, and New York City, and western parts of Long Island. Extreme. They would include Brooklyn, Queens, and western parts of Nassau. So yeah, this drought is still continuing. Um, let's go look at the Ventus sky here. We'll talk about the winds for tomorrow. Okay, here we are, Monday. Here we go. You can see those arrows are moving more quickly. You can see west-northwest wind. So the fire is over here. So the smoke is more likely to drift over Long Island tomorrow, particularly Nassau, western Suffolk, and maybe even most of Suffolk. Jersey won't see it as much, but it will be quite warm. If there's a fire there, it might flare up as well, because if we look at these wind gusts, we'll have wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. I mean, not as windy as it's been, not as windy as it was on Saturday, but still breezy and with low humidity. So that is going to mean a wildfire risk tomorrow, and we may see another red flag warning posted for tomorrow. As we go into Tuesday, the winds really back off. So that's the good news for Tuesday. The winds really back off. And then we're not dealing with the wind until we get that storm system. And then we're going to be dealing with some strong wind gusts again. But as long as we get the rain with it, hopefully, if we get a decent amount of rain, if we only get a little bit, then we may have to worry about fires again. But if we get a decent amount of rain, which is what most of the models are saying, then we shouldn't have to worry about the wildfires, because we will have wind behind that system, because it's a deep low, and we're going to be having that wind on Friday too. So, and then we're going to be dealing with a lot of clouds. If we look at this, you'll see the clouds that we're going to be dealing with here. Friday, Saturday, we'll have a lot of cloud cover. Maybe Sunday too. So we're not going to see. We're going to have a lot of cloud. It won't be completely overcast all the time, but it'll definitely be cloudier than it has been. As we get into more of this low pressure, unsettled low pressure pattern that we're going to be getting into as we get toward the weekend, and less strong high pressure, more of a trough in the east, which is going to promote more cloudiness. So let's go look at the smoke models now for tomorrow, and this is a close-up of it. This is the latest one at 23Z. So let's go to the near surface smoke. That's the one we're mainly looking at. And you can see, yeah, that's got a big wisp of smoke right there that developed. And you can see, look what happens tomorrow. You can see it's got, that's still the night. So you can see it looks like it's got a big wisp of it going over, mostly to the north of us, but some of that could go over Long Island. Let's see if I can go to the 18Z run and get a little more out of this, the near surface smoke here. So you can see where it goes for tomorrow. So you can see it looks like tomorrow it's going to go over Nassau, the city. That's why I might want to avoid being in Nassau tomorrow. But yeah, that's, you can see Jersey won't get too much of it, but it's something that could go over Long Island too. This is, again, the near surface smoke. If we go vertically integrated, see, definitely showing some haze. Yeah. Really showing some haze tomorrow. So there's going to be some smoke around tomorrow for sure. Depending on where you are, you can see definitely definitely over Long Island. And go frame by frame here. Let's put this frame by frame, because tomorrow's the 19th. All right. So you see what happens. All right. Okay, are we missing data? What's going on? This is the 18th. This was today. No, 18th is tomorrow. My mistake. So this is the 18th. This is tomorrow. Here it's showing some smoke at the. This is the vertically integrated. But you see what happens as we get toward the afternoon. That plume of smoke is going to go over Long Island. This is the vertically integrated, but you'll definitely notice some haze in the sky. If you're in Nassau County, it looks like it has it going right over Nassau. This is the Jennings Creek Wildfire right here, which is still burning. Lastly, let's go to the Climate Prediction Center. And the 6 to 10 day outlook here. Next to lastly, there's one more thing that we're going to cover here. 6 to 10 day temperatures are above normal up in the northeast. It's very big above normal in the south. Precipitation still below normal. And then we go to the 8 to 14 day. They still have us in below normal precipitation, which to near normal, and above normal in the west. So they're not too bullish on us getting into a really wet pattern. We may have more clouds, but it still may not be. It's not going to be enough to bust this drought, and temperature's still above normal. So they have a different kind of idea than what I think that the miles are showing, but they seem to think that it's going to be really hard to break this pattern that we've been in for so long with this drought. But let's hope we do, because the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to get, and it has to end soon. And I'm praying it does, with at least an inch of rain, which would help and put a dent in it, and at least put an end to this wildfire risk that's been going on. Lastly, do the snow and ice thing, the ice in the north, and see how that recovery has been going here up in the Arctic, and just probably not going to look at this for too much longer. But we're still kind of scraping at the bottom here. This blue line here showing us with very little recovery in the sea ice extent, which is all very disturbing, obviously. Sea ice is really important to the climate, and obviously we're seeing less and less of it each year as the climate warms, and that has a big effect on everything. And these crazy weather patterns is all part of it. So that's going to wrap things up. We'll be watching the rain, and I'll be back with another weather update for you tomorrow night. Hopefully, we're not going to be talking about any new wildfires. Have a good night.